Everybody wants success, but very few people has the discipline it takes to see it through. Most people aren't broke from a lack of effort. It's the habits that they're doing that are holding them back. You can't pray for elevation, but you're still practicing the habits that made you broke in the first place, right? It keeps you grounded, and you want to actually elevate. You want to get to the next level. Today, we're breaking 3 money habits that are stealing from your future. Number one, spending on emotion and not being intentional. Okay, emotional spending feels good in the short term, right? Feels good right now, but long term, it's gonna make you end up struggling, right? It's just not a good look long term when it comes to elevating to the next level. So can't be spending on emotional. You gotta be very intentional with it. Money becomes your medicine when you're stressed out, right? You emotionally eating, right? Wealthy people, they don't buy to impress people. They buy to position themselves. They buy to protect themselves. They buy to multiply themselves, right? You see, God doesn't bless confusion. If you mismanage your small blessings, then He's gonna block your big ones. See, in Proverbs 21:5, it says, diligence plus planning leads to profit. So before you make a move, make sure you think about what it's going to lead you to, right? Say, is this feeding my feelings or is this feeding my future, right? That's what you want. That's the mindset you want to do when you about to make some decisions. All right, number two is fearing credit instead of actually leveraging credit. Being scared of credit is outdated. It's a tool just like electricity, right? Most people view credit as negative, bad, risky, only for cars or houses. Wealthy people, they view credit as leverage, access, and then expansion. Okay, business credit is one of the greatest tools that we have inside the system. It allows you to grow without draining your savings, allows you to grow without investing into personal risk, and it allows you to move like a CEO and not just a consumer, right? So you want to shift your mindset. Okay, shift from being thinking like, oh, credit is just scary, I can't be touching it, to I'm a steward of credit. Be confident with it, right? Money was never the problem. Having access to it was. Habit number three is not having a long-term vision. No vision equals no direction when it comes to your finances. People don't know what they're saving or what they're earning for. So if you don't have a reason for your money or where it's going to go, it's going to go towards your distractions, right? You can't lead your family or your business without leading your habits. So make sure you get those in order. Have a plan and then execute the plan. God gives vision before provision. So if God asks you, before God's going to bless you, He's going to ask you, can I trust you with it, right? So you want to create your money plan for that, a 5-year money plan. What lifestyle, what legacy, what financial position you want to be in. Get some clarity, how you want things to go. Be consistent with the work habit it takes to get to where you want to be. And then build your legacy. Start executing on everything, all right? So before you start moving on to business needs, make sure you fix the main things, which is your emotions, your credit mindset, and your long-term vision. I can't express to you how important that is. All right, because a lot of people, man, they just let their emotions get inside and get in the way, right? They let their emotions drive what their purchases are going to be. All right, oh man, I'm feeling stressed out today. I had a long day at work. Let me go pay for a massage. I got to let somebody kinks out of my neck. Right, that's $55 down the drain, $6 down the drain. However the massage costs. When you should have a plan with where your money's gonna go. Every single dollar where it's gonna be to. You need to have at least 50% going. There shouldn't be no more than 50% going towards your expenses in life, your bills and stuff like that. And then the other 20%, 20% need to go towards savings. Another 10% on lifestyle, and another 10% on saving and investing. Okay, put it away for it. Right, a portion of that needs to be towards tithe and offering. So that God will bless you with more because He see you being what's the word I'm looking for? He see you being responsible with the little that He's giving you at the beginning. Okay, it's more meaningful to Him that if you only got $100 to your name and you still put $10 in when you know you didn't have much. It shows how powerful He is into you in your life. Where if you someone who making millions of dollars, you put 100 grand in, yeah, you got a lot to put in, right? But it looks more powerful to Him when you don't have a lot and then you give what you can. Okay, so that's when you put yourself in position, He'll bless you with more. Okay, I can even give you guys a God story. One of the God stories I had was I was very how I know what my level of giving is when God want to bless me because I do tithes and offering. Tithe 10% is giving, but the offering that's a little extra, a little extra on top of that. How I know if I'm doing the right thing is if my hands are shaking. If my hands are shaking a little bit when I'm about to give, I'm like, yeah, I need to be doing this because it's outside of my planning. Right, I didn't plan that. I was intentional with other things that wasn't a part of it, but God put in my heart to give in that moment. I need to make sure I do that because every single time, 100% return rate has always been over 100%. You know what I mean? Like 120% return. He's always blessed me in abundance of more. When I've given that extra, every time I felt that shake, it's a goal. It's like look forward to the shake, chase the shakes. They say when it comes to physical therapy, because you know, it's a breakthrough on the other end. There's a huge abundance of fruit on the other end. So this story was basically, I was in San Diego, I was in California, I was at men's prayer, and we had a good talk about fellowship and how we can kind of link each other when it comes to business ideas, stuff like that as well. You know, while I was looking at the fruit, you know, how we're gonna grow to the next level. That's what means some iron sharper iron, right? The training ground. You're there to train to be a better warrior than you were the day before, right? If you don't have people in your lives to help you who help push you to that level, you need to change your circle. You need people who inside your circle who's going to push you to be a better man. And when I say a better man, I'm talking to men in this situation. I'm talking about a better provider, a better leader of yourself. You got to lead yourself, then lead your woman, right? Then lead your kids, okay? You know what I'm saying? No one's going to follow you if you're indecisive, if you don't know where you're going to go, right? If you don't have a plan structure for your life, you don't got a vision, you're right. If you don't have that, then who's going to follow you? Well, you got to lead yourself first before you can lead others. Stop trying to tell the people what to do when you don't know what you're going first, right? So get some wins underneath your belt, all right? Execute on your plan, right? Get some fruit in your plan, and then that will qualify you to lead others, okay? And that's when it comes to the circle that you're looking for to get to the next level. That's what I managed to find in my men group, and so they help me elevate that. And the same thing for ladies too. We have women's prayer too at the church I go to, and the women, they get together as well, and they talk, and they collaborate, and they help sisterhood to grow, right? So you need that community. There's more power and more than it's in the Bible. When two come together, it's more powerful than you praying by yourself. Okay, and there's a scripture for that, but I can't think of that right now. All right, But yeah, man, I tithe like an extra $700 more than what I would normally do on my tithing, right? And I was like, oh, I want to let that go. I want to save for vacation or something like that, but I let it go because I want to. I felt called in my heart to do that for that season. And abundance came in the form of men's prayer department the next week when I actually got I was talking to one of my brothers and telling him what I do in the business, and he was like, "Oh, just so happens that I was looking for a partner in this particular realm. We're starting up an assisted living company, and he had a house that he didn't know what to do with. It had like 7 bedrooms. He's like, man, what am I gonna do with this? I was like, well, hey, let me come look at it. He's like, yeah, I want to talk to you about that in the first place, and turn it to us having an assisted living deal together. You know, it's little wins like that. Well, it wasn't little, very big, very productive, right? But wins like that will happen when you actually, step out of faith and give, right? So it's all about being intentional when it comes to where you send your money at, right? Not being emotional with it, okay? Because a lot of people do that. They stress out, and then they use money as a tool to kind of relieve their stress, and then they blow up their budget, and now they're not building wealth for the long term. Okay, so make sure you keep that under control. All right, leveraging credit is huge, because having access to $150,000, $250,000 of credit, right, personal and business, because banks are cracking down. Things are a little different how it was before. So you need to leverage your personal and your business credit. But what's the point of having a great credit score of 800 if you're not using it to make money? Like, for what? What you got it for? It's a status symbol or something? It's dumb. If you're not using it to leverage to make money, it's not a flex to have an 800 score. If your net worth is 50K, but you got an 800 credit score, it's something wrong. Because I get you approved for that with that credit score you got. And that's more than your net worth. Right? So what we really doing here? All right, you need to be using your credit to leverage, to expand, to grow. All right, get your system together. If you don't have a system, tap in with us, because that's what we do. Right, we leverage business credit. Yeah, you heard us talk about this every single time we come on this video. We're talking about how to leverage your credit to get access to capital, to use it to invest in real estate and other business ventures, right? Business you can buy with it, okay? You can buy self-storage business with it. You can buy laundromats with it. I saw a cleaning business in Atlanta for $99,000, and it's already run, got employees and everything, and you're net by, more than that, you're net like $3K a month, but I can get you approved $100K with just your personal, or with just your business credit alone. So why not get that, purchase that business, got that cleaner. Now you got, that's instantly right there, making cash flow $2K a month, or $3K a month, $3 or $4K a month, and it's worth $900,000. You can it's worth $100K. You can go sell it if you ever wanted to. Use your credit for that. They ain't gotta be out of your own pocket. They can use your credit for that. You can use your credit to get an SBA loan on some of these self-storage businesses. They may cost like $500,000, $600,000, but an SBA loan you only got to put 10% down. So that means you only got to get approved for $50,000, $60,000, and now you can buy the self-storage business. Now you just got to make sure that the profit pays for the note on the self-storage business, and it pays for the note of your business credit cards. And now you're in business. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got to think outside the box. You can't be thinking this old scary old school way. My dad, granddad, they just like that. Like they never use credit for anything. My father, he has 15 credit cards, over 15 years on it. I'm like, Dad, I know you can run a trade line business. He's like, what's that, son? I said, well, I know people, because in this space, it's all about being in the right market too. You gotta know where to market yourself. Like a old Crown Vic will be like $2,000 to me, but if you go to a car show, that junk's worth $100,000 because it's a rare whatever. You know, you gotta be in the right community of it in that space. Well, we happen to be in that space when it comes to credit. Dad, you got cars that are like 18,000 limits, and you had them for 15 plus years. I know people who pay $300, $500 for that card, and you can authorize 10 people to do it. So what that means if you're paying $300, 10 people on the card, that's $3,000 for that one card. You got 15 cards. You do the math, Dad. He's like, oh no, son, I want you to put my credit out there. They may get something. Like, they don't get a card or nothing. You're helping them out. That's what you're doing. But they don't do nothing but pay you. Leave them on for 2 months, and then you repeat this process. It's a whole business. I don't know. Okay, say less. I can't do much. I can't do much to help you get the cash flow. All right, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to think outside the box. You can't be the person who's moving slow these days. All right, AI's coming through. If you don't make money with AI, people who are using AI, not AI itself, AI won't take your job, but someone who's using AI will take your job, right? You gotta act upon that. We use AI for researching when it comes to our properties now. We use AI when it comes to predicting the market, whatever market we're investing in. You know, so you just gotta be willing to learn for someone. Mentorship is the fastest way to get to A to B. It's the fastest way to get there. I'm a huge advocate for paying for mentorship. I paid for hundreds of mentorships already, and I learned it every single time. I learned from bad mentors. I learned from some good ones. So you have to invest into yourself to gain the wisdom enough so that you can execute a plan that makes sense to you, exit strategy that works well for you. Make money on that exit strategy, and then you use credit to actually multiply that exit strategy. You 10x it, but you gotta get the system down first. Mentorship helped with that, right? It helped me define my offer, and now we're able to scale it, right? So you just gotta put yourself in position to win, people. So just some mindset for you guys. And if you're ready to stop playing small, you're ready to get funded the right way, you're ready to build a business and fix your credit, create generation wealth. And then you need to click the link down low. Okay, click the Sims Legacy Investing link down low so we can get you guys started. All right, have a good one.